about hiding money.
Yes.
And so it appears that Local 1000 has the same problem, an image problem about showing financial transparency.
Well, it makes them no different than a lot of the, again, I go back to the nonprofit because that's something that is a stickler. They're supposed to be a certain way, and they're not. And it makes them look very, very bad. All of their leaders, it makes them look bad. When all they do is argue back. And I don't know if you've ever watched the social media stuff, but their people that so-called represent us are very nasty.
Well, I've heard this from other due-paying members. I've heard it from fresh air fee payers. I've heard it from the NGOs.
Yep.
Everyone has had an experience with the union, sometimes positive, sometimes negative. What I promise is that we're going to come together as one union.
Okay.
So what I want to do is eliminate the division and create a one membership class. So really what the Supreme Court is possibly going to do no later than June.
June, yep.
I want to get ahead of that. I want to bring us all together. I want to reduce your dues or your fees that you pay by 50%. In fact, it says right here on the one membership class that the price that I'm asking to reduce by would even be cheaper than the NGOs. So I'd save you even more money.
Yep.
And this is transparency right here. Transparency on the
Did
financial
you know
statements.
that when they look you up, when you call and they find out that you're NGO, that they treat you differently? Even though they're not supposed to, they do.
Okay.
And I've experienced that firsthand.
All right. I've heard that too. I can't prove that. Now, per the Ralph C. Dills Act, you're represented by Local 1000, and they shouldn't treat you any differently. They shouldn't.
They shouldn't, but they do. When the first thing out of their mouth is, "Oh, you're NGO." Okay, hang on a second. It's like, really? Why did that come up? Why does that matter? I'm still a member.
Well, wait a minute. This is where people get confused.
I'm still a member enough to be represented, right?
Right.
And that's
So
the only reason
it's
for calling them
right.
for
But-
this case.
And so I try to tell people, and it's hard, the words that we use. Local 1000 is over 95,000 strong, but that means it represents over 95,000. Not all of that 95,000
Right.
are due-paying members.
Right.
Some are fresh air fee payers, some are NGOs.
Right.
So we have to watch the words that we use. But when you take someone's money, in their mind, they're a member.
Right.
I get it.
Right.
So that's why I'm proposing that we all come together and we eliminate the division.
It should be. Yeah.
And we reduce the money. That's important, that we save you money immediately, because a lot of people feel like all of this money they pay, they're not getting any value for it.
Oh, absolutely.
So when you refer to that $2,500 bonus we received for this latest contract, some people liked it, some people did not like that.
I think your people that liked it are more of your new employees who haven't been around to know the difference, and they haven't been around through multiple contracts to see what the difference is and to realize that, they didn't survive the furloughs, they didn't survive the PLPs, they didn't survive losing the holidays that we lost for the raise that got eaten up with healthcare costs that kept going up. So I think that a lot of us who have been around 20 plus years, like myself, we get it. But the ones that are 2 to probably 5 years and under, they don't get it. They saw the $2,500 and they went, oh money, and then they found out, oh wait, you're going to get taxed 40%. So then they all went and filed exempt, and the SEIU tried to stop that.
Well, wow, I hadn't heard that part.
Oh yeah.
I hadn't heard that. This is what I would say. I agree with you. As you can see here, I voted no on this current contract because I did not feel that first that $2,500 was not enough money,
No.
and second, everyone didn't get the money.
That's right.
And so my thing is, that was a
And
short
they didn't
term.
get $2,500. That's the
Well-
worst. That's the worst part.
You're right, after tax.
But see,
You're
that's
correct.
not how they presented it. You're getting this $2,500 and it's a bonus. No, it's not.
Well, actually, it was a bonus, but you have to count for the tax. So you get the $2,500 before tax, but they didn't tell you that part.
Nope.
No. So
And they didn't tell you. They didn't give you a choice of you can do $2,500, or you could do a retro back, and it would have accounted towards your retirement.
no, because actually, if you look at our current contract for fiscal year 16-17, we didn't get a pay raise.
No.
So the $2,500 was a substitute for that.
Yes.
But that's a short-term fix.
Yep.
It's not long-term.
But see, people, the newer employees, the new hires are not getting that. They're not understanding
Right.
that. So either they're only sticking around for a few years and then they're going to leave the state, or they're just not understanding what's going to happen if they don't fix this now. We don't have somebody representing us now, and then you go 20 years when they get ready to retire and our retirement's all screwed up.
Well, I don't know how accurate we
You
can
have to
say.
be around 20 more years from now.
Right, but I don't know if all the young people voted for the contract because of 2,500, or some of the people who have had a longer tenure also voted for the same contract. I will say this: this contract was not a good contract.
No.
And so, as you'll see, with this table here, we are now beginning to pay to pre-fund our other post-employment benefits, our retiree health care. Now, that's guaranteed under government code, unless we agree to negotiate this.
Yep.
So let me say this to you again. We are now beginning to pre-fund our retiree health care, even though it was already guaranteed to us.
Yep.
And why did we agree to negotiate that? I don't know. Because it appears to me we're always giving, but we never receive anything.
Right.
So we always fall on the short end of the stick. For example, the furlough fiasco years ago,
Oh, yeah.
where over 30,000 people lost their homes, cars. It suffered a financial setback.
Okay, well, all the people that suffered, why did they still vote for the current people? So that's where we have to figure out is what made people still go down that path, lose the wage, lose their jobs, lose their cars, lose their homes. I used to hear people crying in the bathroom because I was at headquarters when that happened. And they still voted for the same people. We don't do that in normal elections. So why would they still do it here? So either the elections are rigged, my personal opinion, or their votes aren't being counted because it's not beneficial for Walker and her team if they don't continue to win. Who in their right mind loses their house and still votes for the same people that got them in that predicament?
Well, I'm not sure if one answer can answer that question.
No, but it'd be nice to see all of our votes.
Well, you're right, and that should be transparent. I'm under the strong impression that Sacramento County voters registration that does a state and federal election, they're the ones that should be counting our votes,
Absolutely.
so that it would remove all the hint
Yeah.
of the
But you're
perception
only
of
talking
fraud.
98,000 or less for the ones that are NGO. So you're not talking very many. It's not that hard to count them, and they should be anyway counted for their own records. So why is it so hard, and why every time people have asked, do they get told no?
Right. Well, I can't answer that question because I don't think our union is transparent enough.
Oh, not at all.
And with the last election, only 55,837 people were, quote, due paying members that could vote. And less than 10,000 people actually voted. Why?
Because
Well,
we don't think it counts. Because we don't
people are
have any
dissat-
faith.
Yeah, people have no faith.
Nope.
They're dissatisfied. They think their vote doesn't matter.
And
which
they
it
prove
does.
it, though.
Well, your vote matters. And a part of me says this is how this country was based off of. Democracy.
Right.
Well, in order to have democracy, we had to have a vote. So when people tell me, oh, our vote doesn't matter, I don't want to vote in the election, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, this is why we call ourselves Americans.
Well,